The night America's money was stolen. Only 6 men knew it happened. No cameras, no reporters, no official records, just a private train, a dark coastline, and a secret meeting that would quietly change the future of an entire nation. The story begins in November 1910, at a time when America was growing fast, too fast. Banks were collapsing, millionaires were rising, and ordinary citizens had no idea that behind the curtains, a small group of financial giants were shaping the direction of the economy. Panic had hit the country just 3 years earlier, in 1907, when the banking system nearly melted down. Most people blamed weak laws, but those who controlled real power saw something different, a chance to create a system that would protect their fortunes forever. So late one evening, a private rail car sat waiting at a station in New Jersey. Its windows were covered, its shades pulled tight. The men boarding it were told not to speak their names, not to greet each other, not to reveal their identities, not even to the crew. They used fake names, whispered instructions, and carried no briefcases that could reveal their purpose. The level of secrecy was unlike anything America had ever seen. The men on that train were not politicians. They were not elected. They were the titans of the financial world, allies of J.P. Morgan, representatives of Rockefeller, European banking dynasties, and the man considered one of the greatest financial minds of his time, Paul Warburg. Together, they controlled more money than most countries. As the train rolled south, something remarkable happened. Even the staff assigned to serve them didn't know the full story. They were told they were transporting a hunting group, wealthy men off to shoot ducks. But what these men were hunting was something far bigger. They were hunting control of America's money. After a long journey, the train arrived at a remote point on the Georgia coastline. From there, the group traveled by boat to a private resort owned by some of the richest families in America. It was called the Jekyll Island Club, a secluded paradise far from public eyes. In the entire world, no more than a few thousand people even knew this island existed. Once inside, the doors were shut, curtains closed, guards posted. The men gathered around a long wooden table under dim lantern light. There were no reporters, no stenographers, nothing written that could be traced back to them. For 9 days, they worked in total secrecy. Their mission was as ambitious as it was dangerous: create a new American banking system, one controlled by them, not by Congress, not by voters, and not by the unpredictable chaos of the markets. They designed a central bank that would print the nation's money, control interest rates, rescue banks when they were in trouble, and quietly direct the flow of wealth in ways the public would never fully understand. But they also knew one thing: if the American people found out who wrote this plan, it would be rejected immediately. So they disguised it. They rewrote their names out of the documents. They crafted the proposal to look like it came from the government. They framed it as a patriotic solution to future financial panics, even though the ones benefiting most would be the wealthiest bankers in the world. 3 years later, in December 1913, something suspicious happened. Congress was nearly empty. Senators had gone home for the holidays. The public was distracted. Newsrooms were quiet. At that very moment, the Federal Reserve Act, the exact plan drafted on Jekyll Island, was pushed onto the floor. Only a fraction of lawmakers were present to vote. Most had never even read the entire bill, but it passed. With a single signature, the United States government handed over the power to create money, the most important power a nation can have, to a central banking system influenced by private interests, not elected, not transparent, not accountable to the everyday citizen. From that day forward, America's financial destiny shifted. Money was no longer tied to gold. It became tied to debt. Every dollar created was borrowed into existence. Every loan created more money, and every crisis made the Federal Reserve more powerful. When wars started, money was printed. When banks collapsed, money was printed. When the government needed billions, money was printed. And every dollar printed weakened every dollar in the pockets of ordinary Americans. The cost of living rose, the value of savings shrank. Generations were pulled deeper into a system designed in a locked room by 6 men who represented the richest families in modern history, and the nation never voted for it. Most didn't even know it had happened. Today, every time the price of groceries goes up, every time rent rises, every time your savings lose value, you're feeling the ripple effect of a decision made in secret more than a century ago. A decision crafted to protect the wealth of the few at the cost of the many. It was the night America's money was quietly taken out of the hands of the public and placed into the hands of a powerful network of bankers who understood one timeless truth: if you control the money, you control the nation. And they made sure they would. If you believe money shouldn't be controlled in the dark, hit subscribe.